Maddie Perez has always been the kind of girl who feels bigger than her environment. But that same confidence, the curated outfits, the way she sits on the edge of chaos like it's a throne, hides her low self-perception. Maddie is the girl who dreams of a soft life but keeps falling for hard men. She wants stability but gravitates towards danger, and because of that, her future can branch in several ways that feel equally possible and equally tragic. Or maybe strangely hopeful. Maddie is the type of character whose fate says more about her emotional wounds than her ambitions. Every path she might take comes from the same place, the desire to be adored, protected, and chosen. So here are three versions of Maddie's future that I see her having. Number one, she's a hoodwife. In one version of her life, Maddie becomes a hoodwife. You know, the wife of the kingpin in a low-income neighborhood, the kind of woman who's always wearing matching sets and long acrylics while her man runs whatever operations he's running in the background. And this path honestly makes sense for her. Maddie is drawn to power, to men who feel larger than life, to the type of masculinity that's intimidating to everyone except her. Nate wasn't a drug dealer per se, but he functioned like one, emotionally dangerous, unpredictable, and powerful in a way that made her feel both terrified and treasured. Maddie craves that dynamic. She equates intensity and possession with love and safety, so it's not hard to imagine her falling for a neighborhood kingpin. Someone older, someone who gives her real money, real gifts, real protection, someone whose lifestyle feels dangerous but gives her the illusion of stability. That version of Maddie lives in a nice apartment paid for by him. She's the girl at the nail salon who always has the most expensive set. She's the type to post pictures in designer slides, random flights, with captions saying, "My man spoils me." She's also the kind of girl who sleeps with one eye open when he comes home at 3 a.m. The girl who pretends not to hear certain conversations. The girl who feels luxurious but never fully secure. And the sad part is, she'd convince herself that it's worth it. She'd say, "I like a man who's a little dangerous," not realizing that she only likes it because it's the only kind of love she's known. This Maddie gets power through proximity, not through herself, and part of her would always know that. Number two, she's a normal average girl. Her second future, and honestly the most realistic one, is where she doesn't end up with a dangerous man or a rich man or a man who can offer her anything huge. She becomes a makeup artist, or a nail tech, or a lash tech, or an esthetician. Basically, she finds work in beauty because that's where she naturally shines. Maddie is talented, creative, good with aesthetics, and good with people when she's not in survival mode. She'd thrive in an environment where femininity is a skill. And this path is quieter. It's not glamorous in the Hollywood sense, but it has the kind of day-to-day stability Maddie has never experienced. It's waking up early, booking clients, saving for a nicer apartment, and building a little community of girls who come to her not just for services, but for advice, gossip, and validation. In this future, Maddie becomes that cool older girl at the salon who knows exactly how to talk to everyone. She's the girl young teens idolize. She's the girl who goes to brunch every Sunday, who lives in an apartment filled with candles and gold mirrors and fluffy rugs. Her life is normal, not extreme or dramatic. And maybe that sounds boring compared to the bright neon chaos of Euphoria. She might get bored and date someone toxic again, but the more she grows into her career and into a stable identity, the less appealing chaos would become. And number three, Maddie's a sugar baby. Now, the third version is where Maddie becomes a side chick to a rich man. And this isn't because she lacks ambition. Maddie is ambitious in her own way, but because she craves a lifestyle that she can't access independently. Maddie loves luxury. Even when she was living with Nate's emotional manipulation, she loved the fantasy he offered her. The idea of being chosen by someone who seems powerful. Maddie is extremely vulnerable to the illusion of "I can take care of you," especially when it comes from a man who has generational wealth, social confidence, and access she's never seen up close. In this version, a wealthy man, older, married, successful, spots her, compliments her, and gives her gifts that make her feel bigger than anything she's ever received. And Maddie falls into it because it feels like being seen. It feels glamorous, it feels like winning. And she tells herself it's temporary, that she's not really hurting anyone, she's just enjoying life. But secretly, she'd be emotionally attached. Maddie always gets attached. And the cruelty of this arc is that she'd get all the perks of a luxurious life without ever being allowed inside it. She'd be adored but never chosen. She'd be part of the fantasy but never part of a future. She'd be loving someone who keeps her close enough to need her but far enough to not want to claim her. But why would she be the side chick though? Why not the wife? She definitely has the desire to be upper class, but I think her self-perception makes her come out a bit desperate to be chosen, which could put an upper class man off. Something to enjoy on the side, but not really have her represent his family unit. But there is a final path. One that doesn't require her to shrink herself or settle for danger or fall for illusions. A future where everything actually works out. Maddie is emotionally intelligent when she's not triggered. She's loyal, she's self-aware, she's capable of deep reflection. She sees dysfunction clearly, even if she doesn't always walk away from it immediately. With the right support system, the right friendships, and the right boundaries, Maddie could live a life that is abundant, peaceful, and fully hers. This version of Maddie cuts off toxic men early. She goes to therapy to understand herself. She builds a career in beauty or fashion that goes beyond survival level income and turns it into a real success. She moves into a nicer city, gets her own apartment, develops healthier dating patterns, and ends up with a partner who doesn't need to dominate her to make her feel chosen. Someone gentle but protective, soft but grounded. Someone who sees her not just as a pretty girl, but as a person with potential. This Maddie breaks the cycle. She becomes the woman she always dressed like, confident, stable, self-made, and powerful in a way that doesn't require fear. She becomes the friend others look up to because she's wise, and she finally gets to experience a life that isn't just aesthetically beautiful, but emotionally safe. It's the future Maddie doesn't know how to dream about yet, but the one she deserves the most. In the end, her choices are the forces that push her toward each of these futures, but the version that wins is the one she chooses to repeat. Thank you for watching this video. Please tell me your thoughts down below. Tell me what future do you see Maddie having. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!